Any new fans, my name is Jawz of Life with a Z. I came up in the era where, you know, around the Doggy Styles and Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, man. So being away, I went to school in Mississippi, Alcorn State. Being away from Atlanta, I was getting the streams of hip hop from everywhere because people were, you know, coming from school, different places, coming from different places, going to our school, so they would bring different hip hop with them. So I just started, you know, I just gravitated towards it, playing sports, used to freestyle in the dorm room, you know, and I tell everybody, when I heard the line that RZA used on 36 Chambers about the fallopian tube, that just really it just blew my mind, you know what I mean? I just thought it was so in depth and deep. Even going back to Rakim, when he, you know, thought I was your donut, you tried to glaze me. That metaphor right there, I just lost it, man. Like, I got to do this, you know what I'm saying? I got to try it. So that's pretty much what happened. You know, those were the influences. I got introduced to Outkast in Mississippi. Friend of mine that was also down there on the baseball scholarship brought the tape back at the time and listened to the tape. And I remember seeing the video. I think it was on like Video Soul. Donnie Simpson, remember that? And so I remember I seeing Andre coming through the woods in that Atlanta Braves jersey. And I was like, whoa, you know, like these cats from the crib, man. Like, you know, it just kind of, I don't know, opened the doors. Around that time, that's when we had the, you know, Holyfield was the heavyweight champion. You know, the Braves were right in the thick of things. You know what I mean? It's like Atlanta was the Olympics, all of that. You know what I mean? And here come Outkast, just, you know, paving the way for that good Southern hip hop. Also, you know, I used to go to my friend's house and he had a turntable, and, you know, while his mom was gone, we used to sneak records, you know, scratch, you know, do all that. So hip hop was always a part of life. I just didn't really know I didn't know about it then. I just was doing it. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know what you was doing. You just was trying to do it, but you didn't know the culture and the depthness of it, you know? I would get one radio to play the tape, the other one to record. And I would get down in between it. And then, you know, I press one. This is a true story, man. I press one, spit in the other one. And then I had something on tape. My first deal was with Comanche Records, a guy I grew up with at Gresham Park. A friend of mine, he heard the tape that I pressed record with and recorded with the other one. And he heard the tape, man, thought it was talent there, signed me to a little independent deal. Didn't really have the resources to push me like he, you know, could have, but turned that over to Blue Maze Entertainment. And then that's when I actually had my first album came out, First Breath, in 2001. They wished me well. Matter of fact, on my first album, if you listen to, it's a track I did called Subway Love. I recorded most of my album in New York, because that's where the company was stationed, in New York. So I would fly up there and then record in their studios in New York. So which was dope, you know what I mean? Because I was traveling, eating good pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning, Chinese food, all of that, any time of the day. And on the track Subway Love, I had everybody call in this, you know, they just give me their well wishes on going up there to New York. You know what I'm saying? Like I had you know, my grandparents, my grandfather's gone. You know, he's passed, but I always have his voice, you know what I'm saying? Because he was one of the people that left me a message. So it's pretty dope. I had everybody that I knew and loved at the time while making the album was on that album. It was a skit. They did something, you know? That's why when I came up with the name Jawz of Life, I was looking at the news, and I saw where people use the emergency Jawz of Life. And I was like, that'd be a dope name to speak life from my jaws, you know what I'm saying? And so I think it's a big responsibility, man. I think that's where a lot of cats nowadays, you know, we all know what's going on. You know, the money is taking over. You know, you got very few cats that's really coming from the soul, or if they are, they're not getting heard on a commercial level. At the end of the day, you got to wake up and look at yourself. in the mirror. You know what I mean? You got to be happy with that man that's in the mirror. And if you can create music and you waking up like that, then more power to you. But at the end of the day, that's the man you're gonna have to face for the substance that you're putting out. To be able to remain who you are. You know, I tell a lot of these young cats, I said, man, before you even start in this music, you need to know who you are. Because if you don't, you can end up anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I've always wanted to. You go through different growth levels, but you should when you come in this thing, you should already know what you stand for, what you won't do, what you will do. My first album winning the local hip hop artist award here in Atlanta. First video was shot in Bangkok. That's something. I mean, we went over there 10 days, man, and came up with a song, recorded the song. Matter of fact, I had earpieces in because I didn't even know the words yet. So we shooting the video, I got earpieces in just to try to help me learn the words so it can go over the music. So that was dope. I was signed to Budweiser. I think that was a good accomplishment. True Music Live artist back in 2003. You know, toured, man. So I've done a lot of things that, you know, if I had to stop now, I can look back and say, you know, I've accomplished a lot. But one thing I can say that my major accomplishment is that my son can listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? And he can pass it down to his son, and he ain't got to turn or, you know, feel like it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of that fact. You know, that I kept it life. That's what I'm about, life. You know what I'm saying? Just that he made timeless music. You know, that he made timeless music, and he always tried to say, you know, say something that would encourage the next person to keep going. You know, all my music is not quote unquote inspirational, but I try to put pieces in that. You know, I tell people, you know, my name is Jawz of Life. That's the speaking life, the positive, the inspiration. But when you cut it down to Jawz, that's the MC, that's the shark, you know? So that's how I look at it, man. It's different, you know, aspects to hip hop, and that's one of them. It's just, those are the two people. I guess that's if you had to be a Gemini, that would be my split personality. It would be the inspirational person, then it would be the hip hop. Just, you know, the straight going in, give me a track, no hook, and just say something, you know?